This program explores conspiracy theories, speculative ideologies, science fiction, fantasy, philosophical discussions, and alternate interpretations of reality. Viewer discretion is advised, and we encourage critical thinking while engaging with these narratives. For centuries, the cross has been widely regarded as a symbol of faith, hope, and salvation. Yet, what if this ubiquitous icon, revered by millions, is not what it seems? What if the cross, regardless of its orientation, is not a symbol of good, but of suffering, control, and hidden darkness, a satanic emblem in disguise? Historically, the cross was a brutal instrument of execution. The Roman Empire used it to execute criminals and dissidents in the most public, humiliating, and painful manner possible. It was a symbol of fear and subjugation, a warning to those who dared defy authority. Yet Christianity adopted this tool of torment as its central emblem, claiming it represents Jesus Christ's sacrifice and ultimate triumph over death, a feat only Jesus as the Son of God could achieve, since humanity cannot rise from the dead. Yet this supposed triumph raises questions. Does the symbol truly represent divine salvation, or does it obscure a deeper, more troubling narrative? Is Christianity's embrace of the cross a sanctification of suffering, or a perpetuation of control and fear under the guise of faith? If the cross represents the execution of Jesus, a figure of peace and love, why is it celebrated? Imagine memorializing a loved one's death with the very object that caused their suffering. Does this act sanctify the symbol, or does it perpetuate the pain and power dynamics it once enforced? The cross may not just represent suffering, but could also be deeply satanic in nature. Some interpretations suggest that the cross is symbolic of the sword, an ancient weapon associated with war, conquest, and domination. Turn the cross sideways, and its resemblance to a sword becomes evident. Additionally, the cross can also be seen as the symbol X, which numerically represents the number 6 in certain ancient traditions. This association adds another layer of complexity, linking the cross to interpretations of the number 666, often referred to as the mark of the beast. This connection raises questions about whether the cross's adoption was intended to sanctify violence and control rather than promote peace and salvation. Even in religious texts, Satan is depicted as a manipulator, twisting symbols and meanings to deceive humanity. Could the cross be one of the greatest deceptions of all? Its historical use in violence and its association with power dynamics align disturbingly well with satanic principles of control and subjugation. It doesn't matter whether the cross is upright, inverted, or equal on all sides, as in the case of the Red Cross. A phone remains a phone regardless of its orientation. A pentagram, whether upright or inverted, retains its identity, and the number 666, the so-called mark of the beast, remains the same even if flipped to 999. Why then would an organization like the Red Cross adopt this symbol with origins in suffering and control? The association of its name with the cross raises questions about whether it truly represents neutrality and aid, or if it perpetuates a deeper, more troubling legacy. Inverted crosses are often vilified as satanic, yet their design and symbolic roots remain fundamentally identical to the upright cross. Could it be that the fixation on orientation distracts us from the deeper, more insidious nature of the cross itself? The argument that one form represents good and the other evil falls apart when we realize that both forms stem from the same origins. The cross, in all its forms, carries a legacy that is both complex and troubling. Whether upright, inverted, or equal-armed, its essence does not change. It remains rooted in origins of violence, control, and subjugation. Perhaps it is time to question why this symbol continues to hold such sway over humanity. Are we venerating a sacred emblem or perpetuating a symbol of suffering disguised as something holy? And most importantly, who or what are we truly venerating? By re-examining the cross, we may uncover deeper truths about the symbols that shape our world and the narratives we choose to believe.